Welcome to the Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tolson, and we are here on WYTV7, the Christian Broadcasters Network. And what we do here is we educate, we empower, and we encourage. So if you like what you hear, and if you want to be a part of this, please go to www.wytv7.org and hit that donate sign. We are giving scholarships, we are feeding families, and we just are doing a lot of stuff, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So please go to the website and push the donate button. Okay, well, you all know what Blessed is about. We're here because while we are trying to remind you that you are blessed no matter what's going on. COVID cannot stop you from being blessed. Like I taught my grandbaby, not today, Corona. Okay? You are blessed and highly favored, all right? And we are in September, and I love teachers, probably because I was raised by two teachers. So I wanted to just kind of talk to teachers and talk about this whole virtual teaching thing or going back to school in the classrooms amidst all the coronavirus. So today, my first guest is Tamara Massey. She is a wife, mom, teacher, and entrepreneur. She's from Atlanta, Georgia. She has worked in education for 18 years in elementary and high school levels. And she currently teaches, y'all, this is so cool, chemistry and forensic science. Okay, so y'all already know I got CSI all up in my mind, right? Y'all do too. I know, it ain't just me. And my second guest is none other than my own child, because he, y'all, is a first-year teacher. He started his teaching career this August. He's a teacher at the Hamilton High School Academy of Music and Performing Arts. He is also an alum of that school. And Lorenz teaches piano, music business, music technology, and my favorite, marching band, because I went to Florida A&M University, the home of the best marching band in all of the land, the Marching 100, okay? So I already know that LA, as soon as we get back to football and he can get those kids out there on the field, they are going to be in for a treat because he was raised on Florida marching. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Welcome to Bless, guys. Welcome to the Bless Podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, my guests know Lorenz, Tamara, so we got to start with you. With you. All right. So I just want, you already know, I want you to talk about forensic science, girl. No, wait. I'm just kidding. We're going to get to that. But no, seriously. So you're in Atlanta. Are you guys doing virtual school or are you guys back in the classroom?
In Georgia, it's a little bit of both. So in my county, we started off digital learning for about 2 weeks. And then they are doing like a gradual phase in or staggering of the kids in. So 2 weeks ago, we started with kindergarten, first, 6th, and 9th. And so last week we started with 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 10th. So and then this week or tomorrow, everyone's back. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, very different from all my other years of starting. So
yeah, it sounds confusing. Did they say why did they choose those grades like that? Well, what was
So it was interesting here in Georgia. So we had a lot going on. Teachers protesting for my county at we call the ISC, or the Instructional Support Center. Basically everybody in their cars, honking the horns, like trying to get the attention of let's keep digital. And then we had the reverse side where you had parents going to the meetings, the board meetings and things like that, saying we want our kids in school. So with that, I guess back and forth balance, I guess the way that they thought to appease would be to do a little of both. So with the staggered, just because they're staggering kids back in, it still allowed the parents to opt to keep their kids at home. So for example, my school has 3,200 students, and I guess about July it was about 1,800 coming back. And so now we're at only 1,000. So just to tell you, parents are very aware of pandemic and, not quite ready to put their kids in school. So that's kind of how it's been. And so we do have some counties that are full virtual and will be for the first 9 weeks of school. And then you have some that have fully grown to all kids are starting school. So you have a variety here in Georgia.
Okay, so Lorenz, tell us about LA County. What's going on with LAUSD?
Well, I am a representative teacher of LA Unified School District, LAUSD for short, and we are full virtual. We are not in the classrooms. Some teachers are able to go to their classrooms in order to, have a space to teach or give students some, familiarity with the space that they're in. As you can see behind me, I'm working from home, so I just create a somewhat similar space that my students would see us in with the studio. But yeah, we're virtual. Students aren't even allowed on campus. We have to, as a music academy, we actually have to pass out instruments this week. So that's something that I'm doing tomorrow and Thursday, but students can't even walk through the gates. They're not allowed on campus whatsoever. So
how are you going to give them the instruments?
We have to carry them from the band room out and then walk back and go back. So it's going to be a fun process tomorrow and Thursday.
Wow. You know what? It's just it's a lot. And I mean, it's a new normal. And I don't pity parents, teachers, anybody that had to make the decision. And unfortunately though, Tamara, as a teacher, did you get to make a decision if you wanted to come back or not?
Unfortunately, we didn't. All teachers were forced to come back to the school. And we were told if you don't feel safe, then you should stay home and decide to go on leave and get a portion of your pay. So you have that going on. So we are literally in our classrooms, professionally dressed and teaching our kids virtually. And as of last week, my 10th graders, my chemistry kids are back in the classroom. My largest class was 4 students last Wednesday. And then it was funny because Thursday, I was looking at my Zoom because I'm literally teaching virtually as well as teaching kids in my classroom. So that's very interesting. Never done before, for me anyway. But the next day, a student did not return. And I said, well, what happened? You were here with us yesterday. He's like, yeah, Miss Massey, I can't do it. And I said, I totally understand and I respect that decision. So,
well, when he said he can't do it, is it because is it a fear factor that he may catch something, or is it was just too weird to be in a classroom with just 4 people and the teacher is teaching virtual? And I mean, what did he say?
Because I was in the middle of class, I really didn't go into details with them, but I just kind of felt it was everything. I mean, you going into a cafeteria where everyone's sitting on one side of the table, you're skipping rows, and then the class size are smaller. You only have like less than a third of the school is there. You know what I mean? So it's literally like ghost town and everyone's masked up. It's just very, very different. Like, so they've given us plexiglass, they've given us the face shields, they've given us masks, and basically protect yourselves. And we have to make sure the kids have assigned seats. So if there is an outbreak, according to the county, they'll be able to track who was sitting where, and that person only will be put in quarantine. That's what we've been told.
Oh, well, that is like, okay, so do we know where they sat at? Okay.
Right, at lunch, outside, yes.
Mm-hmm. They go to other people's classes, right? Yes. So they walk throughout the hall and go from class to class? Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody out there, you can't see my face if you're listening, but my face is looking like dumbfounded. Only the kid next to him go because he don't walk through the halls and everything. Right. And if he got a girlfriend, he was kissing her. I'm just letting y'all know because that didn't stop. That didn't stop. Come on.
So what they said, one-way hallways. That's what they're doing now. One-way hallways.
Yeah, I understand that, but him and his girlfriend walking one way together and they holding hands and he gonna kiss her. I promise y'all, because it's high school. Y'all, come on, y'all act like y'all didn't remember high school.
Yep.
So, but my grandbaby is up here. She has been going to class. I was here when she started school, and they go with their mask on. All the little kids with their mask on, they get on the bus, and they say, the teacher has been sending us videos of things that they're doing, and they masked up the whole time. But because she's a kindergartner, it's like, it's no big deal for her. Because, okay, this must be what school means.
Right.
She understands Corona. Like I told her, not today Corona, because we drink our hot tea with lemon to make sure, if anything, we going to clear out. So she know, not today Corona. But she doesn't understand that whole mask thing is not the normal. So for little bitty kids, kindergartners, they just so happy to be around people. And I'm sure probably the high school students too. Lorenz, are your high school students feel like they missing? Do they want to come back? Have they said that they
well, so when you teach musicians, they can't wait to get back to play with other musicians.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the technology, nor some of the funding that we probably should have, in order to get the technology for students to be on a call and play at the same time, because there's lag. People have different, Wi-Fi capabilities. So we're having, like, for my marching band, I have students in sectionals from their phones, and they have to play one at a time with their section leaders in order to see who knows what parts and go over these parts. And so it's really student-led at this point. I don't know how my colleagues who are teaching, nothing but instrumental classes, I have no idea how they're going about it. I'm I'm blessed that I'm a music tech teacher, and I'm, teaching history lessons right now, and my advanced students get to do their own thing. And so I'm definitely blessed in this fact that I don't have to worry about that too often. But as far as my students, they can't wait to get back. My tech students want to get back in the studio to record, which they can't right now. So there is a little bit of, we want to get back, but they're also not upset with the current situation. One reason being we start school an hour later, so they get to sleep in an hour later.
Yeah.
Two, we get out an hour earlier, so they're not in school till 3 o'clock anymore. They get out at 2. So I mean, there's I think the district's done a good job with, giving students less, but also giving them a little bit more. I feel bad for my fellow teachers in Georgia as I get to stay home in half professional dress.
Half. You got those shorts up under there.
Because it's hot. It is hot in LA right now. It's finally cooling down, but during that sweltering week, I was able to wear shorts and be comfortable. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get back in the classroom myself when it's safe. Just because of my students and the capabilities that I'll be able to have once we get back, with class sets of keyboards, class set of the same recording technologies. And so, yeah.
That's interesting, because I'm thinking about your piano teacher students. So everybody, they get to come and get a keyboard to take home with them to learn the piano?
So that's something I get to do tomorrow. I get to see how many pianos I actually have available. And unfortunately, those will have to go to my advanced students first, who needed to actually compose and, do all the stuff for their assignments. And if I have enough left over, then my piano students will be able to receive one. However, right now, our piano students we're leaving it to strict theory practice. So we're teaching them, right now I'm using musictheory.net, super cool website. And it has built-in lessons, so I don't have to create any lesson plans. But in those, it's really just about, note identification was like the first one. Note values was the second lesson. And so I just gave a quiz on that last week. But then I'm able to show them, like, okay, well, there's a note on the staff. You know how to identify that now. Now, when you see that note, it's going to be this key on the keyboard.
That really sounds confusing to me. I don't know about the other people out there, but it sounds like I'm like, give me a piano, man. Just give me a piano or just leave me alone. But hey, Tamara, okay, now it's time for forensic science, girl. So how you teach the next CSI people? What you talk about in class?
Oh, wow. Everything. So everything's on the table for me. And I always make it alive. So unfortunately, people are always committing crimes, you know?
Unfortunately.
So what's up with that?
Right.
So really, literally everything's on the table. So we did intro. And so now after the intro, we talked about crime scene investigation and the importance of looking at a sketch or a diagram and letting it tell the story. Everything's about reconstructing the story. So of course we mentioned our O.J. Simpson, our John Benet Ramsey has come across, a little Wayne Williams. We haven't got really into him much. I don't know. That was an Atlanta serial killer that we had here. Which, interesting enough, I have a police officer in the building that actually got a chance to meet him. He was at one of the correctional facilities. So I always have him come in and talk. Okay. So we'll watch different forensic file videos, of course, with everything going on. We got a chance to look at a little snippet or a clip where we didn't actually see what happened, but when the young man got shot in the back 7 times. So it was interesting because I have a few classes, and one of the classes, they were like, Miss Massey, this not right. He didn't do this. They didn't do this. And in the other class, they literally were silent. They said, Miss Massey, we really don't have anything to say. And it was just, you know how silence is truly golden, to hear that from our young minds. Mm-hmm. And you knew that they were really bothered, but they kind of felt that it didn't really matter what they said. And all they could do was just kind of shake their heads on the Zoom call. And it was just like, and I'm like trying to pull, because normally I'm like I've seen these videos, these forensic files so many times. I'm like, oh, wait, look. Oh, what are you going to do? Oh, you know, I'm all hyped. And they're like, oh, you know, just, oh, this is so sad, Miss Massey. Oh, my God. You know, and so I try to get them into it to hear their feedback and kind of get them going with it. But it was just interesting to see that one class was literally silent. But again, everything, like I said, is on the table.
So tell me this. This is probably going to sound really crazy, but because I love TV. What TV shows are actually like accurate when it comes to the forensics of something? Or is this like none of it is all Hollywood and we probably need to watch forensic file type, nonfiction stuff if we really want to get it? But is CSI close?
Yes and no. So when we watch these shows, I think the most accurate would probably be another 48. When they're 48 hours in, and within that 48 hours, they're saying we should have like a good solid lead. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say this is because we watch CSI in an hour, and in an hour we know who, why, what, where, when. Life doesn't really happen like that, you know. Right. So they take you through those processes, but to be honest, those processes take weeks or sometimes months to get those certain tests and those certain specialists on the crime scene to process that the evidence. So okay. The reason why I say another 48, because they literally take you through that. It didn't just wham bam and in an hour we found it kind of thing. Right. So they all have some accuracy, but the Hollywood part of it is that, oh yeah, look at that. I found this and that. Right. And hey, I took it back to the lab, and then boom, boom. Right. Yeah, not so much.
So when you were talking about the young man that was shot 7 times, thank God he did not die, but he is in the hospital and he is paralyzed. So you and Lorenz both are not only teachers, but you're entrepreneurs. And we all three of us, we are, I like to call myself a Lady of Justice ambassador.
All right.
That's what I like to call myself. It's so cool, right? You like that one? Yeah. But we're Legal Shield associates. And Lorenz, I'm going to let you do it because I want you to tell us about Legal Shield, and why did you want that app on your phone?
Well, one reason that I feel like having the app on my phone was necessary was because I am a Black male in America. I live in LA, which has a very large cop rate of violence, that was, forced violence. So by having this app on my phone, it gives me instant access to a lawyer. Whether I get pulled over, whether I get a speeding ticket, I always have access to a lawyer. And it's so cool because it's 24/7. It's in a big old red button that says, if you need help, call. And then even in one of the trainings that I was in as an associate, the guy who was teaching said, oh yeah, I have it on as a contact in my phone, and all I got to do is, tell Siri, call my attorney, and boom, it comes up.
That's smart.
They don't
Instead of looking for your phone, and they think it's something you put looking for a gun when you're trying to get your phone.
Exactly. So it definitely does that. And so what that does for me is it just really puts me at ease. Like, I don't really stress when it comes to having police tell me anymore. I know in college, I used to be real tense whenever I saw a police officer behind me, or even if they like came and turned in front of me, or, I would always just find myself tensing up. And I know a lot of my friends did as well. And it's not right that I do that. And I actually dated someone in the past who was like, why do you do that all the time? They're not always out to get you. Well, that's just me. I don't have a good relationship with cops like you. But now having this app, I see cops all the time, and I'm just like, I'm going to keep driving the way I'm driving because I'm not breaking any laws.
Right.
Pull me over if you want to. My tags are good. My license is good. Talk to my lawyer.
Right.
So it's little things like that I think it's why I have it, and that's why I also decided to become an associate and help other people experience the same calmness and sense of peace while driving that I do.
Yeah. So Tamara, why did you decide to sell Legal Shield?
So me and my husband were on our way out of town because I love to travel, and he was listening to this book. And in this book, there was a guy talking, and he said, if you work on your job for the next 5 years, will you be able to fulfill your dreams? And I was like, wow, that's deep. Like, will I really, as a teacher, be able to do what I really want to do, like travel the world? And so from there, I just started like kind of doing some soul searching and saying, okay, Tamara, what are you going to do? My husband's in real estate. So I started talking to my husband, and I was like, I'm thinking about selling real estate. He was like, no, I got this idea. I think I got this business idea that I heard. He went to the conference and heard the guy that was on the book. That wrote the book. And I was like, okay. And so he went ahead and signed up while I was at work, and I came back home. He said, well, I already signed up. And I was like, okay, well, what is it? So then now I'm doing the research and backtracking. And I was like, oh, wow, this is really good. So I started kind of, I guess, a little backwards, where I heard more about the business side and got into that. But it's funny because when I hear the presentations, I'm like, man, I'll buy this again. Like, this is some good stuff. Like, I need this. But me and my husband, we were married 21 years, and we kept saying, we got to get our will. We got these kids, we got property, we got, businesses and real estate. We need a will. And so I was like, we could just get our will? What? The price was
just free with Legal Shield.
Yeah. I was like, okay, get our will, get your will, get my will. Okay, wait a minute. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news. My son, I think he was 11 then. I said, come here. We need to get this app on your phone. I said, you can call an attorney. You have a right to call an attorney. And he's 12 now. And he was like, so Mama, you telling me if somebody bullies me at school, I can call my attorney? I said, baby, yes, you can. Now, should you do that? Maybe not. Maybe you should go through the proper channels. But guess what? He has a right to call his attorney. And I told my husband, I said, you know what, baby? I send you out with Jesus and Legal Shield.
I love it. I'm sending you out with Jesus and Legal Shield. Jesus is in your passenger seat. Legal Shield is in the back.
Right. You covered and smothered, okay?
Listen, and for everybody out there that's listening, hey, you guys need to, we're going to put up information about Legal Shield, because seriously, you can get a free will with your membership, that access to that 24/7 attorneys. You can, after 90 days of being a member, you can get a free divorce that is uncontested. So if y'all agreeing, y'all don't have to pay for an attorney to drop y'all paperwork. An attorney will do that. And that's huge. You get a ticket, you can submit that ticket to the Legal Shield and they will go to court with you. Because if y'all didn't know, if you go to court, a lot of times you will not have to pay a ticket. Most people don't know that. But seriously, please, please, please look into it. Because if you have a child over 18, they don't have a right to call you if they get arrested. They have a right to remain silent and a right to an attorney. That is it. They do not have a right to call mama at 18, even though our babies are still sometime 18 in high school. Nope, no right to call mama. So you want that app on your 18-year-old's phone for sure. And like Tamara, she put it on her baby's phone too, because Tamir Rice, he was a baby. He wasn't 18. So I'm just saying. But y'all, Legal Shield has been a blessing because I have been up here in Omaha for almost 6 weeks and I still get to work because it's mobile. I get to work wherever I have a telephone and I have an internet connection. So I'm like, I am so grateful for it because now that I'm 50, I was like, I need the freedom to be able to work, but I need the freedom to do all the other stuff that I need to do. Even when my aunt was dying, I was able to be with her and I could work from St. Louis, you know? So I absolutely love being a Ladies of Justice ambassador. And like I said, I actually am a retired attorney. So I know how pricey attorneys can be. And I know that a lot of people in certain neighborhoods and people that look like me do not have an attorney on speed dial. And I saw a video on social media that said a lot of the police officers, and these were minority police officers, and they didn't like it, but they have quotas to meet. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they come to our neighborhoods to fulfill those quotas because they know we don't have access to attorneys. But what if everybody in our neighborhood start getting Legal Shield on their phone? Then it might be a little bit something different. Now they're going to need to go into everybody's neighborhood to fulfill their quotas. Or maybe they don't need to have those quotas. You see what I'm saying? Because we pay them. Why they got to have quotas against us? That's what I want to know. But I'm not going to even get into that today because we only got 5 minutes left. And I need to tell y'all thank you. I appreciate your service. Isn't that weird how, you know, you used to hearing that people saying that to people in the military? You know, my play daughter and her husband, they are in the military, and, you know, people, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. But I'm telling you two and every teacher out there listening, thank you for your service. Thank you for showing up in those classrooms that they made you come, even though you were fearful, a little fearful maybe. But I know you take Jesus with you and your Lysol. Yes. Okay. Yes. And your hand sanitizer. You're going to be good. And I just pray for the teachers who could not go because they do have underlying health ailments and they are at home. And I hope that they can make it off of just part of their salary. And if you know some of them that they can't, maybe you need to send them over to Legal Shield so they can have a part-time job in Legal Shield so they can supplement that income that they're not getting all of it. Lorenz, enjoy tomorrow passing out instruments. Wear your gloves so you keep these kids safe. Yep. And I hope one day that y'all get to at least go outside on the field and play some music, you know, soon. Because how can you be in a marching band and not get to play your instrument? Oh my goodness, and get to march up and down and do a little dancing. Oh yeah, like hey nah. You know, I love the marching band. That's my favorite thing about the football games when I was at AMU. Yeah. So you can reach Tamara. What's your Legal Shield email?
Oh wow. Is it I think James Massey James.Massey. Oh my goodness. At We Are Legal Shield. Yeah. Sorry.
James.Massey Massey. Uh-huh. Okay. James.Massey at yes. We Are Legal Shield. Lorenz, what's yours?
Lorenz.Tolson at wearelegalshield.com.
Because y'all know I had to be different, right? Because mine is Raquel Tolson at ladiesofjustice.com. Gotcha. I love it. I love it. I just have to be a little extra, y'all. But it's a lot of us like that. I got on my shirt, my Ladies of Justice shirt. Tamara, I'm going to have to get you over there with us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And hey, guys out there listening, thank you for listening to Blessed. And until next week, remember what God has done for others, He will do the same for you. Make a daily decision to be blessed.